Today I'm going to show you how to bulk cook all of your chicken so that meal planning is a breeze for you. If you are in my healthy eating challenge, you're going to want to stay tuned because the bonus challenge for week 3 is at the end of the video. It's going to be super easy to make your meals. You're going to know exactly what you're putting in your body, and your food is going to taste good because you take the time to make it great. The first time you make a ton of it and you don't have to cook it again for a while. You're going to find a lot of different ways to use this chicken in my meal plans. So if you haven't yet, purchase my meal plans at a discount before the price goes up, and you're going to find that meal planning is super easy and you're not going to be eating out anymore. Let me show you everything I use to cook all of my chicken in bulk. The first is chicken breasts. Usually I'll buy a 10-pound bag of chicken and then cook it all at once. One thing to note about chicken is that if you just buy it from the store, you want to make sure that it's thawed. If you start cooking or baking frozen chicken, it turns out super chewy and it's not good at all. So that's something you'll want to think about if you're doing a lot of chicken. Just make sure that it's thawed in the refrigerator or just purchase from the store because you don't want chewy chicken. Next, I use Montreal chicken seasoning, and this is nice because it has the garlic and onion in it already, so I like to use that. Also, I buy it in bulk because I cook all of my chicken in bulk, and so it makes it easier. Next, avocado oil. If you remember from my fajita video, avocado oil makes everything taste better, and this keeps my chicken nice and moist, so I like to add that. Last is lemon juice, and we just like the flavor of the lemon juice because we're used to it in a lot of Persian and Iranian dishes that we make. I have this big cookie sheet, and the first thing I'm going to do is just open the chicken and then put all the seasonings on. So let's do that. Make sure that you've heated up your oven to 350 degrees. Before you do anything, heat up your oven so it's ready to go. After that, I will start with lemon juice. You want to put all your seasonings on last because if you put your juice on after, it's just going to make all the seasonings run off. Next, I'll use just a little bit of avocado oil. You don't want to drench it because you are adding calories to it, but it also has a healthy fat because chicken is just going to give you mainly protein there. Like I said, it makes it taste really, really good. So we have that, and then I like to add the seasoning, and I'll just pour some on each chicken breast. And if you have more chicken breasts to cook, I would definitely do it on the same pan. I found that the more you cook together, it keeps it really moist. It does take longer to cook in the oven, but you just have to decide which route you want to go. So I have these covered, and I'm just going to stick them in the oven for 20 minutes. If they cooked for 20 minutes, I'm going to flip them now. And you can see that the chicken still has to cook quite a while, and while I have the pan out, I like to add more seasoning. I'm going to set the timer for 20 more minutes. And it's cooked for another 20 minutes. The most important thing you want to make sure when cooking chicken is that it cooks all the way. So I have a food thermometer, and it needs to be cooked to 165 degrees. Good. And chicken will continue to cook, and it'll rise another 5 to 10 degrees after it's been taken out. So take it out of the oven and then just let it cool. While you're waiting for your chicken to cool, you're going to need a cutting board, which I have down here, a knife, bags to store your chicken, or containers, Tupperware containers if you want to do it that way, and a food scale if you have it. If you don't have a food scale, that's okay. You'll remember that I said that this was almost 4 pounds of chicken based on the label on the food, and I have 4 chicken breasts, so a pound apiece. So if you want one serving 4 ounces, you'll split it up into 4 pieces. Since I use most of my chicken to make a meal for my family, I usually put 1 chicken breast in a bag, and that's enough for us. It depends on what you want to do, but that's why we have our food scale, so we can know how much chicken we're actually using in our recipe. They're all different sizes. The first one I'm just going to cube. This one I'm going to slice, and when you slice your chicken breast, you want to make sure that you go with direction of the meat so that it stays in slices. It doesn't just crumble. Okay, there's my sliced breast. Next, this one I'm going to shred, and I like to use my KitchenAid for this, so I'll show you how I do it. To shred the chicken, I just use my dough hook because I don't want the chicken to turn really, really mushy. I just want to break it up. And if you don't have a mixer or anything, or you don't want to use it, another option is to just stick the breast right into the bag and use your fingers to crush it up. But this is a lot faster. So here's my shredded chicken. On the meal plan, you'll see that there's 1 chicken breast that's just put into the bag by itself. I don't find myself using an entire chicken breast at once. I always like to cut it up or shred it because I find that it thaws a lot faster for what I need. I'm going to slice this one because that's what we use the most. I have my bags and I have my chicken cut up all the different ways that I like it. I have shredded and I have sliced and I have cubed. This is where we're going to need our food scale. The serving size of chicken is 4 ounces, so I'm going to measure out my bags into serving sizes of 4 ounces, and I'm going to use the food scale to do that. If you have never used a food scale before, it's very, very simple. You will need some type of dish or something to put a lot of chicken in because it won't fit on the scale easily. I have my food scale here, and this is a very simple one. This will cost you less than $10 at Walmart, so I encourage you to buy one if you don't have one. Anytime that you're using a dish, you'll put the dish on empty first, and you'll see that weighs an ounce. And then all you're going to do is just hit the power button, and it resets it to 0. So when I start to put my chicken in, there, you can see that's 4 ounces right there. So that's how much chicken is 4 ounces. The more you measure, the less you're going to have to do this because you're going to get familiar with what a serving is. And so that's pretty close right there. If I wanted to be picky, I can make sure it was right at 4 ounces, but that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and bag that. All right, let's say that I am cooking for my family and there's 6 people in my family. 4 of those are small children. So I would just do 4 servings. So that is 16 ounces. So we put that in, and we'll see that it's about a chicken breast because we bought a 4-pound package of meat. $15.83. Perfect. Okay, so that's how much it is. It's about a chicken breast, a little bit more. So if you're feeding a family, you can easily just put an entire chicken breast in a bag, cut it up how you'd like it, and then it's ready for you to go when you're cooking. So go ahead and package all of your meat in the serving sizes that you'd like. I've showed you how to make your chicken, all of your chicken ahead of time. This is going to be so easy when you take the time at the beginning of the week or whatever day works for you. When you take the time to bulk prep all of your meat, it's going to be so easy to eat. You're never going to have a reason to go out or a need to go out. You're going to know exactly what you're eating ahead of time, which means healthier you and a happier family. Here's the bonus challenge for week 3. If you're in my Healthy Eating Challenge group, here's what it is. I want you to prepare some food ahead of time. I need you to make 3 meals in advance. And it doesn't have to be difficult. You can make the same meal and just make more of it. And then you're going to put it away in Tupperware containers or bags. You can refrigerate it or freeze it so that it's ready. I just want you to find some way to prepare some food ahead of time so that the chances of you going out or eating crap goes down. This is all for you, and remember the bonus challenges are to help you get your fitness and your health commitment up to the next level. This seriously is going to be so easy, and you're going to enjoy cooking food because it's going to happen in half the time because you've already done all the work. For 7 points for this bonus challenge, you're going to prepare a meal that can be stored and then you can have them later in the week. And then you're going to post a picture to our Facebook group, our private Facebook group, and you've got to do that by Saturday at midnight to get your points. So, one more time. You're going to use a meal plan or a recipe or what you just learned in this video, and you're going to prepare some food for at least 3 different meals that can be saved and you can eat later. You can take them on the go, you can pop them out of the refrigerator or the freezer, and they're going to be ready to eat. You can do this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here for you every step of the way. And if you have my meal plans already, you're going to find that this is so easy because a lot of those can just be made ahead of time. And a lot of those can also be made in bulk so you can freeze or refrigerate for later. I will see you there. You're doing so great.